Okay, we're on now.
All right, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Maxim,
Here.
Commissioner Mellon Ragovin,
Here?
Commissioner Vogt,
Here.
and Commissioner Nero is not here today. Mayor Hoskins.
Here. Okay, first item is approval of the minutes from the May 11th regular meeting of the council. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Ragovin. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion on the minutes. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Ragovin,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Any public comment?
Yes. So I have one write-in for public comment, and then we have two folks who are here today. So I'll read the first one. Thank you, Mayor Hoskins and the Village Council of Forest Park for hearing residents' concerns and hopes for short-term housing rentals like Airbnbs and VBROs. One of the great things about our village is the diversity of people, the vast range of people from various races, creeds, income levels, political and sexual orientations is awesome. Short-term housing rentals contribute to this diversity, fill a gap in affordable housing, give outsiders a chance to enjoy our shops and restaurants and parks, and help keep Forest Park interesting. Regarding the safety aspect of these guests, our police force is very responsive, and many of us are very good at noticing when something is different around our homes. Different is not inherently bad, and the concept of if you see something, say something applies here as well as in airports. Please consider guiding the owners, operators of short-term housing rentals to vet their guests as a way to support our local economy, safety, and flair. And that is from Maggie Grady Hooper. Amy?
I love protecting the flair of Forest Park. I'm Amy Vinscalvi. Our family's been in Forest Park for 32 years. I know I've already spoken before about Airbnbs, but I just wanted to bring up a couple of points because I've heard some discussion back and forth and a couple of things. I know that the village is looking at ways to regulate them. The number 90 was kind of tossed around for the number of short-term rentals in Forest Park. And I just want to know, I did some, very casual research, and I believe that number is wrong. I have done several searches at various different times. I looked at 3-night weekday stays in August, September, October, November, and December, and I've never seen more than 28 properties listed in Airbnb for a particular time period. So assuming there's properties that are booked or properties that are listed on other platforms, my guess at the number of short-term rentals is probably closer to 35 or 40. So just to bear that in mind, I know it's difficult to find out an exact number, but that was just kind of my back of the envelope. And then secondly, as far as the 30-day minimum, which has been discussed, in Illinois, a guest can establish legal residency and tenant rights after 30 consecutive days of living at a property. Once that threshold is met, they are legally considered a tenant and cannot be forcefully removed or locked out of a property without a formal court-ordered eviction process. So even if a 30-day stay worked for our place, which it does not because we also use the property for family, we wouldn't want to expose ourselves to that kind of that kind of guest turning into a tenant, which would then, they could be a squatter, and then we would have to have legal representation to get them out of the Airbnb. So that's just one thing to consider if you're looking at a 30-day minimum. So thank you so much, and thanks for your time.
Thank you, Amy.
Next, Jeff.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Binscalvy. We live at 1119 Circle Avenue, Forest Park. Amy and I have lived in Forest Park for more than 30 years, and for about the last 7 years, we have run a successful 5-star Airbnb on our property. Like the great majority of Airbnbs in town, through good management, we've never had a problem with guests or a complaint from neighbors. And I'm very sympathetic to our fellow villagers up on Lathrop who have had to put up with bad behavior from guests at one Airbnb. And like everyone in this room, Amy and I hold the safety of our children in highest regard. We want to do whatever is effective to keep them safe. So it has been suggested that Airbnb should be restricted around schools and playgrounds. So I reached out to our police chief to ask how often is the police department dealing with criminals who are violating the 500-foot ban from schools and parks. And the chief responded quickly, the last time police dealt with this was in 2019. A schizophrenic man had moved back with his mother into her apartment, which was too close to a registered daycare center. And to their great credit, the police department worked with this woman to find her a safe, legal apartment in another city. So over the last 7 years, we've had no reports of issues with sex offenders staying in Airbnbs. Not to say that it's never happened, but the data is just not showing it. To force Airbnbs to only do 30-day bookings would cause many of them to close down. Most of our bookings are 2 to 5 days. Imagine telling restaurants on Madison that they have to tell their customers they can now only sell meals 30 at a time in a package costing several $1,000s. This will punish the vast majority of Airbnb hosts who have never had a problem and who provide a valuable service. To conclude, as responsible Airbnb hosts, we have no problem with reasonable licensing and taxing. This could bring much needed additional income to the village coffers, along with what we already pay in property taxes, not to mention the thousands of dollars our guests bring through shopping and dining in town. But we ask that you do it in a smart and effective way. A blanket restriction based only on proximity to schools brings no real additional safety. And finally, there are mechanisms in place to deal with the nuisance landlords. The village can and should go after this one bad actor. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. All right. That concludes public comment. All right. So there are no formal communications in front of us tonight, commissioners. There are no department reports. We're at bills by resolution. Madam Clerk, whenever you are ready.
Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills inasmuch as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount for their respective departments. Refunds and allocations, $13,064.01. Public Affairs, $11,772.06. Police Department, $21,828.51. Community Center, $172.66. Accounts and Finance, the Clerk's Office, $198,682.25. Accounts and Finance, Fire Department, $36,401.72. Department of Health and Safety, $6,592. Streets and Public Improvements, $68,158.92. Public Property, $40,626.18. Seizures, $601.58. Federal Customs, $20,649.20. TIF, $12,111. VIP, $34,567.36. Water Department, $231,068.28, for a total of $696,289.74.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is there a resolution on the bills?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Mellon Rogovan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R 42-26.
Okay. Thank you, Thank you, Madam Clerk, not Deputy Clerk. All right, Commissioners, there's no unfinished business in front of the council tonight. Moving down to new business. The first item is an ordinance granting a conditional use permit for an electronic two-faced digital billboard in the I-2 district located at approximately 7900 Madison Street. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Maxam. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Discussion?
I have a few questions.
Commissioner Vogt.
It kind of goes to the first three. So I figure I'll just ask them now. I just wanted to be clear on the section that they are rezoning where this billboard will go. That's the furthest southwest corner of their property. And it's, I guess, for lack of a better, it's south of that road. Like it's that little stretch of, because just north of that, I can see that there's actual, grave sites.
Okay, so it is in fact the furthest southwest corner.
Like it's just this.
Exactly. And it is contiguous with a section of CTA property which bears a zoning designation of I-1, which is the only allowable district, I-1 and I-2 for billboards. So the objective here was to do a do a plat of re-subdivision, do a map amendment, and then do a special use hearing. So Brian, do these need to be brought in order?
Yes, truthfully, should do item 2
Mhm.
first, and then item 1 second.
This special use is the third. Does that answer your question?
That one.
So you want to wait for your other questions until after we do item 2? We'll take one off the table,
So we're going to move to 2. Is that what is happening?
if that's what the council is willing to do, and if
Yeah.
that's the procedural thing to do.
Right.
So you want to remove does she need to remove her motion?
I mean, there's a motion on the floor that should be voted on strictly from a procedural standpoint, so yes, I mean, we should have the second removed and the main motion removed, and then handle item number 2 first, and then come back to item number 1.
Are you commissioners willing to remove your motions so that we can take up item 2?
Yes.
Okay. Does that suffice for
Mhm.
parliamentary? Thank you. All right, so we're gonna address item number 2. And this would be an ordinance amending the Village of Forest Park zoning map to allow the rezoning of certain property from the B1 shopping district to I-2. And again, this is 7900 Madison Street. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, the motion has been made by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, and seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Discussion?
So that was my question about zoning, the very specific section of the southwest corner of that property. So Director Glinke answered that.
Okay. So you're good with that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm clear. I don't have any questions.
Anything?
No.
Okay. All right, so there's no further discussion on item number 2. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance 013-26.
All right,
Yep.
Commissioners, next item, we're going to go back to we're going to go back to item number 1. So this is an ordinance granting conditional use for the two-faced digital LED billboard in the I-2 district at 7900 Madison. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxam. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Discussion? Okay, if there's no discussion, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance 012-26.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, Commissioners, item number 3 is an ordinance granting preliminary and final plat of subdivision for 7900 Madison. Is there a motion?
Yes, I will make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Maxam. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance 014-26.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is an ordinance imposing a temporary moratorium on the acceptance and processing of applications for and the issuance of zoning and any related entitlement approvals for building permits and billboard signs regulated under the Highway Control Act of 1971. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Maxam. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Discussion?
Just one thing. Are we,
Commissioner Vogt.
okay.
I want to say something, but go ahead.
I just wanted to say with the approval of this last billboard, there seems to be limited future areas in the village for something like that. And I think there's a substantial government interest to limit them going forward. So I fully support this, and I hope that we identify a reasonable way to put those limitations in place.
That's well noted. I'm in agreement with you on that, Commissioner.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt if you're done. In particular, I just wanted to say that I supported this particular billboard because there was an interest and the ability to invest and take care of or possibility of taking care of the cemetery and I liked the fact that there was a stated interest in giving back to the community. But overall, I do hear the residents' concerns about the number of billboards and their impact on the town. And I do share the same concern about the government interest in limiting or finding a way to limit billboards going forward. And so I also share that concern and having the views protected. And so I'm also going to be wanting us to look for ways of making sure that we have a limited number of billboards in the future.
Anything from this end? All right. So I think the commissioners have stated that there's a strong interest in limiting the number of billboards. So staff, you have direction. Council has heard the comments from the village council tonight. And having said that, Madam Clerk, why don't you go ahead and.
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
Okay, this is ordinance 015-26.
All right, Commissioners, next item is an ordinance waiving bid and authorizing the acceptance of an engagement letter of agreement with Baker Tilly to conduct a water and sewer rate study. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion.
Just want to make a comment. We have a very long and productive relationship with Christopher Burke Engineering. And so their recommendation of a company to work with and their positive relationship with Baker Tilly has a lot of weight. When they recommend Baker Tilly to us in conducting a water and sewer rate study, it benefits us to consider that recommendation because they have productively worked with them in the past. And they've shown us how beneficial that is. I do think it is important that we take that into account. Also, making sure that we balance that with our due diligence overall in getting bids whenever as normal practice. But in this case, I do think they have demonstrated the long-term thinking and the benefit of Baker Tilly's expertise in doing a water and sewer rate study and the long-term thinking that will help our village achieve, especially with the facilities that we are planning and the benefit for not only us in planning for the future and for our residents. So I think that this is a good approach. So I wanted to just say that.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments, questions? Commissioner Maxim.
Yeah, I agree with Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. His practice, it's best to go out to bid, but I'm okay with, waiving bid if there's a great recommendation. It sounds like this is one. My only question, and I didn't see this in the packet, is part of the descriptions of the work that's going to be done was, capital improvement plan in concurrence with Burke. I'm wondering if we have any estimate on how much we can expect, extra work on Burke's that we're going to have to be, paying for this. Because we know, what Baker Tilly is going to be charging, but we don't know how much increase in work there will be for Burke related to this. Just, like ballpark.
Could I also say I have that question? Because the only thing I saw in the proposal was $5,000 lined out for Burke. Is that the full amount of their involvement? Okay. I had the same question, so it looked like 5,000 and I wanted to confirm. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, any further questions, discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
Okay, this is ordinance 016-26.
Commissioners, next item is an ordinance amending section 3-3-6 entitled License, Fee, and Number of Chapter 3 entitled Liquor Control. And this is for business and license regulations for the Village of Forest Park. And this is to add one new license on Madison Street. Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Discussion?
I have
Commissioner Vogt.
a question. Sorry, let me open this real quick. My main question is just about the chart and the listing of who holds licenses. And I know that a few years back, we had changed how those licenses were sort of closed out once a business was terminated or closed or whatever. So I'm curious, because there are some errors on that chart on the agenda, do we need to amend that chart? Or like USA Beverage, for instance, is still on there.
They are still on because noted not renewed, but they also haven't told us that they're not. Like unless we've heard we're not coming to renew, I didn't remove them unless we had something in the.
Okay, because our reduction in the number of licenses now sort of closes them out if it's revoked, surrendered, not renewed, or otherwise terminated by dormancy. So I feel like USA Beverage, that license should just be closed out. And I feel like the same would happen with Casa Humilde.
So Casa Humilde plans to come back. They've confirmed that.
Mm.
Rather than close out USA Beverage, like we haven't had them affirmatively say we want to close out. They're not operating right now. We get that. But because they do have a property interest in the license, I think it would be a little premature for us to just close them out, absent a process. Council, I see you.
To
And
afford them due process.
Gotcha. Okay, I can follow up with additional questions that I have on that. I know this is primarily about Table and Lane, but I just had a few questions about the chart.
do you have any other questions? I mean, I know you finished with, are you finished with the chart?
Mm.
Okay. Any questions about Table and Lane?
So Table and Lane, the previous owners, theirs was closed out and now a new one's being issued for
They
the,
weren't go ahead, Rich.
The current owner still holds a liquor license. So Juliana, who's applying now, is a current employee. She is purchasing a majority interest in the business. So she now has to be placed on the liquor license. And so the current owner renewed the license because he's still the primary owner until she completes the purchase of it, which was contingent on getting this license. So we don't typically, if a business is sold, we don't typically close out the prior license as far as the ordinance is concerned. We just do the paperwork behind the scenes to make that transfer happen. We don't necessarily come back to the council and say, oh, this person is selling, we need to close it out, and then we need to reopen it, because it would be redundant as far as the ordinance is actually concerned. We will come to the council to ask as far as whether or not like the new owner can get a license, but we don't necessarily change the ordinance if the number is staying the same.
Brian, I see you nodding, so that sounds right.
Okay,
Makes sense?
Okay,
Just describe.
right.
okay,
We had changed that
yeah.
to automatically close out that license and not keep it open. That's our reduction in number of licenses.
So that happens, but when it happens concurrently, when you're going from one to the other, we wouldn't necessarily come to the council to say, okay, at this council meeting, we're reducing the number, and then come back the following council meeting to say that we're adding that number. So it's if Table and Lane had closed, then that would be the case. But in this case, the ownership is
Correct.
transferring. So,
Right, I understand that.
okay.
And I'm pretty sure you're going to say yes, but all the typical background checks would go through for the new owner that would have for the previous owner.
Correct. Because she was not an owner previously, she doesn't even come to the council until we've done the entire background check with the police department, the application, we've vetted, she's got insurance, we've gone through that whole process. So we don't even come to the council for that permission until all of that is done.
All right. Clerk, that I think concludes discussion. You can take the call.
Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance 017-26.
All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, the next item is a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of a professional engineering services proposal for the construction engineering of the 2026 Green Alley project with Burke Engineering. This is for the 800 block of Thomas and Hannah. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Ragovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion.
Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R43-26.
All right, thank you, Clerk. Commissioners, the next item is a resolution to approve and authorize the execution of a professional engineering services proposal for NPDES MS4 compliance activities for 2025 and 2026 with Burke Engineering. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Ragovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R44-26.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with Tesca Associates. This is the village's potential planner. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Ragovan. Discussion?
Just one question.
Commissioner Vogt.
I just wanted to clarify that this agreement covers basic planning services only. I know in under section 2 consultant services, it says that like zoning updates and comprehensive plan are within the scope of service, but then under 6 major projects outside scope of agreement lists comprehensive plans and zoning as something outside of that scope. So I just wanted to go on the record and say that larger scale projects like updating a comp plan or large scale zoning changes would be a separate contract that is particularly outlining the scope of work on that project and deliverables and set costs, et cetera, and that those are separate from this is a general agreement.
Correct.
Yeah. I saw that this agency clearly has the capabilities to do lots of different things that we need, but we would have to execute separate agreements for things like that, which is great to have that capacity.
So the representative of Tesca is here. He's holding up his hand. I think he wants to say hello. Pete, do you want to say something?
So yeah, I can do it either way, but I specifically put that in so that if you want to do those large scale projects,
Mhm.
I can give you a separate proposal.
Perfect.
Oh,
Great.
that's great.
Thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Commissioner Maxim?
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. I've heard great things about you and your firm from Director Glinke and from the village administrator. And Director Glinke in particular is sometimes hard to impress. So the fact that he was really excited that you're going to be working with us says a lot to me. So welcome, and I'm glad to meet you.
Welcome.
All right, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R45-26.
Okay. All right, Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing the execution of an amendment to the contract for waste recycle and landscape waste collection services with SBC Waste Solutions Incorporated. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion?
Just wanted to thank Public Works, village staff, and residents for the transition to a new waste contractor. SBC has been working hard to transition to serving the village. This is an updated contract to solidify our services that we'll be receiving from them. But our residents and our staff in the Village Hall and Public Works have been working hard to make sure our residents get excellent service from SBC, and we'll be communicating to residents the regular day that we'll be providing services across the village. Thank you all very much for your cooperation and camaraderie as we've been making sure that everyone gets the service they need. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any?
Just
further-
one question.
Commissioner Vogt.
Speaking of confirming that date, so is it village-wide pickup on Wednesdays now?
I believe it's Wednesday, but we'll be communicating that shortly.
I know, it's in the contract.
Okay.
It will be upon approval. However, we're not going to start right away. So we want to make sure that we have enough time to make sure that everybody is aware of what's going on. In particular, this week, with it being a holiday week, the garbage pickup will be on Friday. So we've asked SBC to wait until June 10th so that we have ample time to allow to get the word out to residential and condo owners. Because there was certainly, we want to make sure that the right people get the right information.
Yeah, so residents will get a mailer.
Yes, and we're going to work with SBC to make sure that Village Newsletter, social media, SBC is going to do, they're going to directly contact everybody as well.
Yeah. And also residents will get information about recycling and how recycling works as
Yeah.
well.
Thanks.
Anything?
Yeah, I just want to say it's a, big change switching over to a new contractor, and I think it's expected that there's going to be some hiccups. And I think, I know Commissioner Mellon Rogovan has been responding on Facebook, and the village has put out information, and, I think we're gonna get there.
All right, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
Okay, this is Resolution R 46-26.
All right, Commissioners, next item is a resolution waiving the bidding process and accepting a service quote for repairs to fire engine number 401. Is there a motion?
Yes, I will make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion?
Here's a situation where there's a nationwide situation where the consolidation of companies that both make and service fire engines are incredibly limited. And so even if we could take multiple bidders, there aren't any. So we are getting the fire engine repaired by the company that makes and services the fire engine. So we are doing the due diligence here and getting it repaired in the way we can.
Thank you, Commissioner. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R 47-26.
All right, Commissioner. The next item is a resolution approving invoice number 1 for the Jackson Boulevard resurfacing project to Bell Christopher Burke Engineering. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion? All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R 48-26.
Okay, Commissioners, the final item under new business this evening is a resolution honoring Circle Bowling Lanes for its 85th anniversary. Is there a motion?
Everybody?
Okay, so this will go on record as being unanimous,
Yes.
if there's no objections. Any discussion?
I just want to say that I'm not a great bowler, but I do enjoy bowling at Circle Lanes, and I'm glad that they're there. And I congratulate them on 85 years and wish them a wonderful 85 more.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anything else?
Here, here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, big party at Circle Bowl, what, June 8th, I think, is it? June 7th.
7th.
June 7th, right.
Yeah.
Busy Sunday. All right, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution R 49-26.
All right, that concludes our new business for this evening. We're at Administrator's Report. Administrator Entler?
Thank you. Just have a couple things. As stated just a few minutes ago, just want to remind everybody that due to the holiday this week, garbage pickup will be on Friday for residential and condo owners. I just wanted to give a thank you. We had a very successful Public Works open house this weekend. So I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Verigy, who is also helping us with our water meter project. And just a reminder that this weekend the pool opened, school is coming to a close. We have construction going on. So just kind of my annual reminder to everybody traveling through town, whether it be on foot, bike, by car, just make sure that you're being extra cautious. There's going to be a lot more families and kids out on the street. So make sure you slow down, look both ways, and just be cautious. Thank you.
Thank you, Administrator Entler. Commissioner Maxim.
Yeah, I have two pretty short things. I want to first thank the Park District Executive Director Jackie Iavanelli, the Park Board, and then Mike Thompson, who's here, and Joe Burns and the PMSA Band for a really wonderful Memorial Day commemoration at the Park District. That was really nice. And then I also want to thank the businesses and the fire and police unions for speaking up at the budget meeting. I thought that it was, we had really good feedback from those groups, and it was really good to hear. I'm looking forward to getting the next steps. I'm, put out a communication to the village administrator and the mayor, so I'm looking forward to collaborating on when the next meeting will be. There were a lot of items that we didn't get to at the first meeting, so I'm looking forward to making sure that those all get covered in the next one. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Maxim. Commissioner Mellon Ragovan.
Yes, have a number of items to report on. I wanted to thank my colleagues and especially the village staff for a very informative budget meeting. I wanted to thank businesses and citizens for coming to the budget meeting and sharing their comments and input. I think it's a good start, but we got a good overview of the picture of the village finances. But we still have, work to do to get feedback and input on ideas and, vetting revenue ideas and starting to put together a picture of revenue ideas that can move forward for the village. The Traffic and Safety Committee met, and I want to thank Director Stella for continuing to follow up on many, easy to implement recommendations with Administrator Entler's assistance for high priority issues that we're having around town in important safety areas for traffic safety around Marengo, Lathrop, and other areas that traffic and safety have been really listening to residents and addressing traffic and safety issues. We continue to meet third Wednesday of the month. Please join us. Wanted to remind you of an important initiative that the Traffic and Safety Committee Commission is organizing, the Bike Safety Carnival, which is coming up on May 30th, which is this Saturday at the Roos building, and from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's free and it's fully supported by our sponsors, Play It Again Sports, the Kiwanis Club of Forest Park, the Park District of Forest Park, and Cardinal Advancement Services. We have over 90 people registered for free helmets. And we have Ride Illinois, who will be training kids to ride their bikes safely this summer. And our greatest increase in registered participants is kids under the age of 13. So we're very excited about that. We had a great time at Public Works Week. Thank you very much to our team in Public Works for an amazing open house where we welcomed everyone in the village who was dropping off their electronics recycling, and where we had Touch a Truck. All of my trucks are favorites. So that was a lot of fun. I also attended our Cub Scouts Blue and Gold dinner. Wanted to congratulate Jason Alexander, Max Bozeman, and Gabriel Gutierrez, who received their Arrow of Light badge and transitioned to the next level of scouting in Forest Park. And I wanted to also acknowledge not only the Park District's amazing and important observance of Memorial Day in our village, but Woodlawn Cemetery's beautiful service that they had later in the afternoon, which was also very meaningful and touching. I enjoy going to both observances to remember both my father and father-in-law who served in the Navy and Army. So happy Memorial Day, and thank you to all of our veterans who served and gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Vogt.
We had a very successful spring cleanup. We had about, I think, 45 or 50 people join us. 50 bags of trash, and then some larger items. I know Director Stella filled a truck with some larger items from that day. So it was a wonderful day. The rain cleared off, and we had a wonderful group of volunteers. I want to thank the Park District for letting us start at the Roos, Public Works, obviously, for all of their hard work with the event, the library for helping us advertise, U3 for their very generous donation of coffee for the volunteers, Commissioner Mellon Rogovin for donating free passes to the Peggy Notebart Museum for our volunteers, and all of our rec board members who were there, and of course the volunteers. So thank all of you very much. And the fall cleanup is in September, so keep an eye out for some posting when we get a little bit closer to that. We also had a great time at the Public Works Open House, and I want to thank Verigy and SBC for sponsoring the event. This tied into the end of Public Works Week and the electronics recycling. And it's also where we announced our upcoming snowplow naming contest, which will kick off in August. So start thinking of some ideas now. No AI. So start thinking about that now. We'll let you know when the official launch date for that is. It'll be in August. Just keep an eye on the village website for that. And then the Memorial Day services at the Park District and Woodlawn Cemetery were both lovely. And I appreciate the work that everyone in our community does every year to honor those men and women who have lost their lives in service to their country and to provide the families, friends, and community an opportunity to come together in remembrance. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Vogt. So a couple things. Memorial Day, lots of very moving services. River Forest had their 101st edition of their parade, and President Ducey always invites the mayors of Oak Park and Forest Park to walk with her in the parade. So that was great to see all our neighbors, and there were quite a few Forest Parkers there. I saw the acting president of the CTA there and other VIPs. So it was a really nice event. July 8th will be our next budget meeting. The village continues to track all the important issues to the village. I want to welcome Pete and the Tesca team to the village. We hope to really have you hit the ground running and to take off on some very meaningful work for the village. June 5th will be our annual Pride celebration at Constitution Court. We have a committee that's been working really hard to put a nice family-themed event together. June 1st will be the village's Juneteenth flag raising ceremony. In June 1st will be the village's flag raising ceremony. And June 13th will be the annual Juneteenth family pool party. So lots of things to do in the village of Forest Park, lots of serious work being done. And having said that, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Mellon Ragova,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. We stand adjourned.
Aye.